Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. So, yeah, I did a collective reading last night. I'm doing a quick 3 reading this morning. So, good morning to everyone where it is morning time at. Shout out to all of my listeners, YouTube, podcasts, and otherwise. For this reading, not for a specific sign, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person here reading energy and tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Now that I said that, this is flat out. This person, whoever this is, doesn't want a long-term relationship. And I guess it's you. Like, there's maybe someone interested in you, and you're just not feeling it. Now, as I always say, I always check the card at the bottom of the deck when I pick a deck. I ended up picking my Haunted House deck, is the deck I ended up picking. Because that was the one that was kind of calling to me. So, at the bottom of the deck, when I pulled the deck out, I have really got to clip my nails. I'm going to do that later on today. When I pulled the deck out, it was the 6. I was about to say the 6 of Swords. See, that's the same thing. And that's the same thing. Like, you don't want this. I was literally about to say the 6 of Swords. This is the Lover's card. But somebody does not really want to deal with this. They don't want the relationship. They don't want it long term. Maybe the sex was really good or something like that. But this person does not want the relationship. So the Lovers was at the bottom of the deck when I pulled it out. All right. And then shuffled, cards came out. Everything came out in the reverse except the card that was on the bottom of the deck after I shuffled. So 2 of Wands came out in the reverse. Wands is fire energy. Some of you could be dealing with the fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could have the sign in your chart, or they could have the sign in their chart. Or obviously, you could be the fire sign. But there's something about a long-term, because 2 of Wands is about long-term planning. It's also about about making a choice, just like the Lovers is about making a choice. There's someone here who is looking for long-term planning, and it just ain't happening. And what I feel too, and I'm just going to go ahead and call it, if you notice in this particular card how there's like a Ouija board right here and stuff, I feel like somebody might have been doing some type of spell work to get you to communicate with them, because I feel like you're not communicating with this person, especially with the moon here in the background as well. And one of the reasons you may not be communicating with this person, or because you don't want the long-term relationship, is because you felt they were hiding too many secrets, or you felt that they were one person in the daytime and a different person at nighttime as well. But this person wants something long-term with you, or you want it with them, and then that's how they're feeling about you, that you keep too many secrets. Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. The other card that came out in the reverse is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups came out in the reverse. Knight of Cups is usually about an offer, somebody taking action, is because Knights are about action. Pages are usually about messages. But with the Knight, someone taking action, coming towards you, making an offer. Also, Knight of Cups can be an apology too. But I feel even if it's an apology, you don't care. You don't want to hear it. Third card that came out is the 8 of Wands. And it came out in the reverse. Again, 8 of Wands can be instant communication. 8 of Wands is usually good news as well, but again, it's in the reverse. So this means that there's a pause on communication, or there's a rejection of communication. I feel for some of you, what may happen is that they may come out the blue and they make you this offer, and you're like, no, I'm good. That could be the thing. Going back to and with the moon energy, some of you might be dealing with a Cancer. You could be a Cancer, or dealing with the Pisces, or you could be a Pisces, or obviously that could be in their chart. The reason I'm bringing that up too is because at the bottom of the deck now is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Now, with the Queen of Cups is about intuition. Queen of Cups is also about giving to people, like nurturing people. That might be why this person also is trying to get with you, is because you're very nurturing. But I feel like there wasn't, if this is somebody that you've been dealing with, I feel like there wasn't any reciprocity where you're nurturing them, but they're not nurturing the you. I feel something's now telling me that they don't know how to communicate either. That might be why you ceased communication, or why you're not big on communication now with the 8 of Wands in reverse, because you feel like they haven't been communicating anyway. Also, I feel like this is the end, because 8 plus 2 is 10. So you have the 8 of Wands in reverse, you have the 2 of Wands in reverse, which equals the 10 of Wands, which means the end of a cycle. Also, something just said to me when I was saying that is that it felt, one of the reasons that you're more than likely not communicating is because you feel like every time you interact with this person, it's like it's going backwards. It's like it never goes forward. It's like every time something happens, it doesn't benefit the relationship, or whatever you want to call this. I don't even think you want to call it a relationship at this point. But all the interactions with this individual, every time something happens, you feel like you're always going backwards with this person. Hence, all of the negatives. With the 2 of Wands and the 10 and the 8 of Wands equaling the 10 of Wands, like it's just constantly going backwards. And I also feel like in your head, you're like, okay, what's the point? At this point, what difference does it make with what we're doing? Because every time we try to do something, it always ends up backfiring on me. And I think you're tired of receiving the short end of the stick. Hence why I feel this is so extreme, with everything being in the reverse, where it's like 2 of Wands, Knight of Cups, 8 of Wands, all of that's in the reverse, because you're like, I keep getting the short end of the stick. What is the point of continuing this if we keep going backwards? So you don't even want to communicate. You don't even want anything long term. It's just, it is what it is. All right, so that is your message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. Until next time, everyone, be blessed.